Hello, this is Gallon's Talk Show. I'm your host, SK Amoa. Today, we are privileged to have Mr. Kojo, S. Kojo Frimpong, and Mr. Stephen Amoa. They have been with us so many times on this show, and today too, we are privileged to have them. Gentlemen, welcome to Gallon's Talk Show.
Thank you, Apostle.
Wow. Today, I want us to look at this topic concerning single-sex school or education system.
Okay, interesting.
Is interested?
Yeah.
Yes, let's look at it. And I want to see if that system is really good or it is an ideal to operate it, continue to operate it. Is it the best? Is it good to operate it?
Well, let me use this platform to say thank you for having me on this show, and I'm super excited about this. Concerning the topic, single sex education, as in here in Ghana, I think it's a good call in terms of our educational system here in Ghana. Yes. I think it is actually a good initiative because looking at, we can't have only mixed form of education throughout. So there is the need for our leaders to do this diversity in order to know the kind of students we have. So I think it's a way to assess learners ways of learning, like ways of learning.
Okay.
So education is actually continuous assessment.
Okay.
So in term for our leaders or our policy makers to know how learners learn, there is the need for them to make this segregation.
Okay.
Yes. So I think it's a good call. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Kojo, do you have anything to say?
Oh, as my brother said, yeah, it's very very important because growing up as a child, let's see, every child starts from, is it crèche? That is, or some even go to the preschool. Yeah, that one we don't have anything like mixed or single. I mean, it's mixed. It's already like so the child experienced that one throughout growing up. As growing up, you experience, I mean, how to associate or how to mingle with, I mean, the other genders. But I mean, when you come of a certain age, that is, it starts from the crèche, it is mixed. To primary 2 is mixed, GHS 2 is mixed. So it's very nice because when you are getting to the senior level, that one you are now gaining your grounds. I mean, when I say gaining your grounds, you are becoming full aware of yourself now. So at least you have the benefit of experiencing how to live with the other sex.
Okay.
So if you want to experience how to live with, I mean, if you're a male and you want to have the experience of being in the midst of boys, then that means you can opt for the boys' school.
Yeah.
If you're a female too and you want to have the experience of living with, I mean, ladies, living among yourself, that one too, you have that, I mean, that benefit of going to a girls' school. But if you still prefer the mix, that means you can go for the mixed schools, and it's very good. I think it's helping our system very well.
To have a single school sex system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's helping. It's helping a lot. It's helping.
Okay. Do we have disadvantage?
I wouldn't say disadvantages, but as I always believe in choices, okay? So some choices may be a disadvantage to you or to me, but regardless, it's the person's choice. So, I mean, you can't talk much about it. But the advantages is what I would like to hammer on because we have people like, I mean, growing up, some of us, we were shy of the opposite sex. You get it?
Yeah.
We are very shy. So, I mean, how to mingle with the opposite sex gradually becomes a problem. And there are certain issues that sometimes you cannot even address out of, let's say, shyness or, let's say, immaturity. But if you are exposed to this system and then you become more abreast with it, getting to the SHS, and then you can choose to go and stay with your boys. I mean, you get to flow more. You know how, I mean, you know so many things about how boys go about their stuff, like, you know, the experience of what some boys are going through. Maybe you might be going through same experience, but nobody to talk to. But if you're able to go to the single sex school, you get more, you feel more comfortable in the company of, your colleagues, that is the boys. The girls too, they also feel more comfortable with their colleagues, that is the girls staff. Yeah, so I think it's a nice initiative. The disadvantage that I know someone might bring up is, let's say, the topic that we discussed earlier, that is in connection with some people might end up getting attracted to the same sex.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the only biggest advantage I think some
So-
people can raise concerning that. But
So,
as I said,
I think that is true.
oh,
Yeah.
that is true, but it all depends on choices. You understand? If someone will go to even me, I'm a product of a mixed school, and even in our campuses, we're having these situations. So it's not a matter of you going to a single sex school before you make certain choices.
Okay.
If you are going to make them, if you like, you can be in wherever, you still make those choices anyway.
Okay.
So we can't blame, or we can't put the blame on the segregation of the genders. You understand?
Okay.
Because people are in the mixed schools, and they've all fallen victim. Some of them are falling victim to these choices. And I wouldn't say they've fallen victim. They've made their own choices. So you can't blame them for that, and you can't criticize them too for that. If it's going to affect someone, it's that it's going to affect, and they are fully aware of the consequences before they made such choices. Even if they were not aware, in the process of doing it, they become aware, and if they still continue to do it, you can't blame them.
So it's not a matter of the system
No. The system,
that caused them to make that kind of choice.
No,
to attract to the same sex.
No.
But it's their own
It's their
choice.
choices.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
their choices. You know, we have a saying in Akan that says that "Obi in say Obi ba." Yeah. So if you sit somewhere and you say, oh, me ba say na nipo odin ho kobo no na wa say na. Let me translate back in the English, like, oh, my child is going wayward, but it's as an influence of the friend or the company that child is keeping there. You are failing as a parent. Yeah, because the child has his or her own choices. So me sitting here, if I should tell, my brother, Charlie, let's go and smoke. I can't force him to smoke. You understand? I can only convince him, Charlie, if you smoke, you feel high. Charlie, if you smoke, you do this. I'm not a smoker anyway, but I'm only using this as an example. I can't force him. But the moment he himself weighs the situation, analyzes and see that, oh, Charlie, this guy, anytime he smokes, he behaves like this, or he's able to overcome this. Okay, let me also try it and see. When he tries it and it's not good for him, he can decide not to even venture again. But if he decides to go in, it's his own choice. Nobody has influenced him. You see, one problem with we Africans is that we always blame, people for certain things.
For our own fault.
Good. We always like to play the blame game. Yeah, that's what is weighing we down sometimes. Because sometimes we should accept responsibilities and man up and take actions for our own doings. We can't always be blaming people for, what happens to us or what we go through. Yeah.
Can I add
Yes,
something?
come in.
Yeah, so as my brother said, it's all about choices. Yeah. So that's why our system has been made flexible enough for you to be able to choose the school you want to attend.
Okay.
For me, I'm a product of mixed school throughout, like from SHS and then the university. It's obvious here in Ghana, our universities are mixed.
Okay.
Yes, but as in the senior high school level, we have mixed and then single sex. But I went to mixed.
Okay.
That's Swedo Senior High. Yeah.
Okay.
So as my brother says, actually based on choices. You decide to go to boys' school or girls' school.
Okay.
But let's look at the advantages and then the disadvantages here.
Okay.
When it comes to the advantages, single sex school, the advantages are that one, you realize that there's no form of competition between boys and then girls. So the competition are only centered around one sex. That's if it is boys. it's all about boys.
Okay.
And then with that, the disadvantage is that it lacks diversity. So you will not, as a teacher or as the school will not be able to, assess how boys actually fare or do when it comes to academics. Uh, and then when it comes to the girls aspect too, if the school wants to make that comparison, they will not be able to, make that comparison. But the only form of comparison that comes in here is the National Science and Maths quiz. And that's the only form of comparison. But when it comes to the school-centered assessment, as in if the school wants to assess students, it's all bias. So it's more of gender stereotype. So you are looking at boys, it's only boys, how boys learn, how boys are performing in maths, how they are performing in science, and then business and all that. So that's the disadvantage aspect. And then another disadvantage is that you realize that everything is more of one gender, where the other gender has been left out. So it's like it's a top up to what I said previously. Yeah. So that's the disadvantages. Yeah. But for what I've actually realized here in Ghana, I realized that when it comes to the single sex education, so I'm putting that under the advantages. The single sex education, you realize the competition is more of one single sex, and then you realize if it is boys' school, they are free to do everything they like. If you want to learn, you learn. If you want to fool, you fool. Nobody. It's like there is no competition.
Okay.
Girl be any pressure.
Okay.
But I've realized that when it comes to academics, the single sex education, most of them perform very, very well.
They do well.
They do well as compared to
The mixed.
the mixed method. I don't know about my brother here, but for me, I realized that when I went to tertiary Legon, I realized if it comes to the boys' school, most of them come to the university, and then they do very well. They pursue quality of good courses in the university.
Okay.
So I don't know if it is based on the fact that they went to a single sex. Looking at the Holy Child, I don't know. Is Holy Child a miss or I don't know.
Child, myself, I've heard that.
Let's look at Wesley girls.
Okay.
Let's look at Ebri girls. Let's look at Presec boys. Opokuware, Adesado, and they are all mixed single sex.
Okay.
And then they do very well. Even you can attest to the fact that National Science and Maths quiz, they are always at the top.
Performing.
Yes, so we should.
And they have the name.
Yes, they are
because they are doing well.
Yeah, because they are doing well. So I don't know if it is as a result of the teachers they have there, or let me quote it. Maybe it's as a result of the fact that they are single sex schools. So let's look at all this. But with my experience, when I went to mixed, I realized the competition there is not all that much. Yeah, I don't know. We are all relaxed.
So don't you think some of the guys, because of they can see the opposite sex, they get divide attention.
So that's one key or core reason why it happens that way. So I think when it comes to interaction, yes, we realize that we mingle with the opposite sex, and then some feelings and then affections also comes in.
So they lose focus on their studies.
Yes. So I think that's a disadvantage in terms of the mixed method. The mixed school system. Yeah. And then when it comes to the single sex, if you are focused. The interaction is all boys.
Yes.
And so I think
boys competition.
Yes, the focus is more realistic in the single sex education than the mixed school. Yeah. So I think that's the difference. Difference here. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
Let me just add up to the point that he said. Like, let's build that point more so that it will be more like let's say open.
Yeah.
Per what he's saying, that is concerning the single sex education. Okay. The reason why I would say it seems they are excelling. It seems, yeah, they are excelling more is because of the confidence. You see, you find yourself in the midst of people who are like you,
Yeah.
people who think like you. You see, when we are talking about boys, when we meet, it's all about boys.
Boys.
So like there is no discrimination, there is no intimidation. We understand each other the way we are. Even though we may talk about girls, because I know boys, anytime we meet they will definitely talk about the opposite sex. But as I said, choices comes in. That cannot hinder you from attaining your academic excellence.
Yeah.
You get it? So I think it's the confidence, because you are in the midst of boys, you are more free. Like, you are free to ask questions, you are free to express yourself. You are that kind of confidentiality among yourselves. And also like anytime you are like, you can't be in the midst of your your same sex. Like, you can't be in the midst of boys, and like if you're a boy and
feel
you
shy.
so down.
Oh,
You cannot, because
Exactly.
that's not the spirit. The spirit of boys is to motivate. Charlie, morale. We give each other that kind of vim that Charlie, everything could be. Yeah. You see,
It's true.
as compared to the main school, if you get
Vandas,
if
they
you
are
get
watching.
zero, you will see that some girl will sit at one corner and shout, "Ee, akukoti." But even when you are like, if it's boys, even someone shout akukoti, cry the bear fans. Oh, Charlie, it be normal.
boycott it
Oh,
and
it be
move on.
normal. Then you pick something from there,
Yes.
Charlie. Next time,
Yes.
don't score that mark again. It's very bad, Charlie. Pick up. If there is something you don't understand, you can consult me, or Charlie, you can link me up. We help each other. Then we go. And moreover too, this is another factor that helps the single sex. Now, here is a situation whereby, let's say you are sitting in an exam hall and the person seated beside you is a female. You lack something, Charlie. Everybody needs help.
Good point.
How can you call the girl and tell the girl, Charlie, number one?
Good point.
So
You get it?
So seeking for
We help each other.
Help at the examination hall.
You
Yes.
can't.
The
You can't.
It's part of the exams.
It's part of the
Yeah,
exams.
yeah.
If you are smart, you should be able to find out
Everybody
to
needs
solve the
somebody.
problem.
Everybody
Yeah,
needs
yeah,
somebody.
yeah.
We all know that in an examination hall, Charlie, asking help is allowed.
Yeah.
It's only even Ghana here, they understand, but they are just so hard on us. I know.
Yeah.
I understand. I know our teachers, they know this.
Okay.
But they just want to be hard on you so that it doesn't become more. Because other than that, like, there will be
practice.
lawlessness. So, but we all understand the principle of asking for help. Sometimes you can be in an exam hall and even A will be a problem. You crack your head. Charlie. Me, I've been in an exam when someone has asked me, Charlie, spell end for me.
There.
I was laughing. I was like, wow, I understand your situation because of the tension. But if it is a boy affair, Charlie, you can just feel free. Charlie, bro, what's up? Charlie, number one, what's up? Charlie, I lost you. Your a fellow boy will feel free helping you. But Charlie, asking a lady,
But
sometimes
it's exam so.
it says but you need help. And not all heads are equal. You understand? And
Okay.
it is that system is in the school. That's why even in the classroom, a same teacher will teach all of us. Somebody will score 9, someone will score 10, someone will score 1, someone will score 0. So the teacher also understands that not all heads are equal. And that is one advantage why we need to go to school.
Okay.
Not to go and learn, but to know how to pick certain things in life.
Okay.
Because even if you don't learn, you should know how to go about inquiring from others. So the examination hall is not a place where we should, based on independency alone. No man is an island. So
Okay.
definitely you will need someone at least that you can whisper to. Charlie, number one.
Yeah. It's
So-
a form of
okay.
assessment. So
Okay.
to add up to that, one, confidence. He raised a very good point there. So when it comes to the single sex education, the confidence level is very, very high.
Okay.
And then when he was talking about examination practices too, it can be a factor. We know it's very real, but it's just that we don't talk about it. When it comes to academics, you realize that most people from the single sex are performing. Have you asked yourself, why are they performing? So it looks like there is some kind of collaboration.
Yeah, it's the understanding. You see, the mentality. When you are among your type, the mindset is focused on one thing. Togetherness. So we move together, we do everything together. And you feel free expressing yourself among, this thing, when I was in, that is crèche, or I was starting up, I was encountering certain problems. That was, some issues that I couldn't even, like, you see, sometimes even getting closer to the same sex, I felt some way. Like, why should I get attracted to? Boys. Like, I was beginning to think wayward that it's unusual. But when I entered into some fields and I started mingling with boys, I realized, Charlie, that's one of the best feeling that with this gender can have.
Let me add something.
Yeah.
So it's very true. When I was in the university, the university is actually mixed. Okay, but we have halls that are single sex. For instance, I was in Commonwealth, I'm a Vanda. I realized that, when you are in a single sex hall, the confidence level there is like, and then one thing is that brotherliness. Or I don't know about the female side.
Oh,
the
that's
female
the same
side
thing.
will also
That's
be
the same thing.
sisterliness.
Because the females also, they also have that confidence.
Yeah.
That's why we have...
Can we say brotherhood?
No, so far
Brotherhood,
as we have male power, we also have female power.
Okay,
So the way we are talking, we are guys. That's why we are talking
We are
as
able to feel
guys.
like that.
Yeah.
But that's the same way the females also. I don't know. Maybe they may have their own bad sides. Yeah, we the guys, we also have.
Boys,
But that confidence is there. Every girl feels, more confident with the fellow girl than you, the opposite sex.
Yeah. And then another thing is reduce distractions. When you are in the single sex, you don't think about the opposite sex like that.
Okay.
Even if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend,
Oh,
at the other,
When you get to the school, you are focused.
you are
So let me
focused.
chip
Yes,
in, let
the
me chip
focus
in.
is very.
Let me chip in.
Come.
You can think of the opposite sex, but as I said, you see that it's like more or less like we are one people.
Yeah.
So you can't see your colleagues busily doing something and you will be there and then be sneaking and be doing phone call talking to your lady.
The distraction.
Boys
is
will come and laugh
reduced.
you. Charlie, see you. Charlie, what's up? So you put the phone aside and
the
go and
distraction
focus
has
with the
been
boys.
reduced,
So the distraction, but compared to the the mixed
school,
schools, everybody is free to do what the hell they like.
The guy sleeping next to you is talking
It's
to a
talking to
girlfriend.
the girl. So
And you
two,
too, you want to find one.
definitely you also join.
So you
Because
get
if
a
go to
divide
Rome, it's a
attention.
divided
Even
attention.
in the classroom,
Divided attention.
sometimes you have even your girlfriend in the classroom. So whilst you are even learning or the teacher is even posing a
Yes, your
question,
girlfriend is in front of you.
Your girlfriend is there, so you are even like
You are lost,
You are lost.
And
So-
moreover, let's say in terms of punishment and other stuff, sometimes you can even talk in class and then we have something we call bar alert or we have something slip of tongue. Like it diminishes your confidence in some way, so you can't even speak in class. But boys, oh massa, it be normal. Even if
Imagine in a mixed school where in a mixed classroom where you bar. Or like you make a mistake, a slip of tongue,
yeah.
and then everybody is laughing at you. You can imagine how your spirit will be down. But when you are in a single set, boys, and they are laughing at you, you can even turn around and laugh at somebody that, oh, you two, the last time you said this.
Even it becomes a nickname.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie, we all. If you see, boys tend to laugh at each other a lot.
Yeah.
Boys tend to tease each other. I know that similar thing happens with the girls too. But one thing about that is that if someone is laughing at you or someone is teasing you and it's the same sex, you don't really feel it that much as compared to the opposite sex.
Yeah.
The opposite sex will intimidate you. It will cause intimidation.
Okay.
Like, Charlie, you fall down. Charlie,
yeah.
Oba, Kreseren. You understand? But if it's the same sex, it's normal. You just speak it like, oh, Charlie.
Wow. So can I relate this topic to the reason why some guys in the school, when they fall in love and the girl or the guy breaks their heart, they go into suicide, this thing?
Yeah. That's also another factor. Because in a mixed school, if you should get a broken heart, how are you going to be consoled? Because even if you come to the class, you still come and meet that same faces mixed. You see girls around.
Imagine walking on campus.
Where it's a mixed school.
Someone is trying to console you, crampona. You will still come back to the school and meet the same girl again. So the effect is more high. But imagine in a single sex school, boys school, and a girl from another school has given you broken heart.
Oh, that one, nobody will.
You will come to the dormitory and cry. Your brothers will console you, Charlie, forget time. Even if they laugh at you, they will still console you, Charlie, forget time. When you come to class, you are not going to see any girl. You will still see boys. So that one is easy to forget about the broken heart as compared to The
Yeah.
one who is always meeting girls.
Around who you forget it easier
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people even forget about the existence of girls because
Yeah.
after all, this is the gender that hurts me that much and I'm in pain. So I'll focus on Charlie, my boys thing. And it helps you to get over that broken heart easily.
Also, like single sex, you're able to, understand yourself well. Yeah, even if you are in a difficult situation, like in terms of even finances and all that, you can actually approach a male friend to ask for even Gary, and then you'll be free. Like you wouldn't even worry about finances because you can even easily walk into somebody's room. I'm using the university as an example. You can even walk into somebody's room and go and eat, and then come and sleep without anybody knowing that you were even like
begging
for food.
But let's not make it as if we are one-sided. We are not for the mixed school. You see, in Ghana, I love that structure very well because that's why I stated that from the preschool or from the crèche going, it's mixed all out. So you would tend to have that feeling of the mixed more. But when you are matured, you see that one is senior high, SHS. So now you are matured to a certain level. So that place you have the benefit of experiencing only one-sided. You get it? You have that benefit of experiencing only one-sided because you are used to the mixed already. You get it? I don't know about other educational systems, but I can speak for our system. Even though I don't like our system, it's very, very bad. Our education system is not helping at all. But with at least these petty things, that one at least it's very good. It is because from primary going, we don't have anything. I don't know if there are schools that are practicing it there, but for the one that I can attest of, we don't have anything like boys' school from primary. No, we don't have anything like girls' school from primary. We don't have anything like it is mixed. GHS is mixed. So you come to SHS. So SHS, after you've had that experience, now you go back to uni and then you go and continue that experience again with the mixed.
One disadvantage about the single sex senior high school education is that sometimes after the 3 years, you realize your socialization changes. Okay, for instance, if you went to a girls' school or even a boys' school, and then you come into the university, you realize like you weren't same with that socialization for some years back, 3 years back. So the socialization becomes different.
It's like you have come to a new environment.
So but most of the times you realize there are more of boys in terms of academics.
Let me chip in something. That's why I said choices come in. Me, I know people who are
I'm talking about the consequences.
Oh yeah, I understand you, but I'm just building on that point that one, it even comes as a result of choice. Because I've experienced mixed. I've now experienced single-sided. So now I've chosen which one suits me more. So that one, if the person decides to go with the boys or the girl decides to go with the girls, that's the choice that person has actually made. You get it? So we can't say it.
I'm saying socialization.
Oh, I understand.
Like, in terms of how you mingle with people or interact with people, in terms of academics. For instance, you have a friend. I want us to go and learn. Somebody, like, because you have been abreast with more of boys, learning with boys. Even if a girl says, let's go and learn, it looks like it's awkward. Like, I don't know, girl is you are more confident in learning with among boys.
You see, that's why I said that's when the choices come in. People who are even in the single sex rather tend to mingle with the opposite sex more after they are back. I've been to single sex schools. The girls rather, they are more sociable than even the girls in my mixed school.
Well,
I had the encounter of sitting in one. We went to an inter-school, and I had the chance of sitting in a Methodist girls, their school bus. We went to Koforidia. I went to secondary school around Latte. So we normally have our inter-schools at Koforidia. That is either Okwas or there is some teacher training school around that area, big school like that. That's where we have our inter-schools. And coming home, Methodist girls who are like that will reach Manfi. So me, I don't know what happened that day, but I accidentally found myself in their bus.
Okay.
So I lighted at Manfi and I picked a car back to Latte. And in the car, I realized that those girls were more, sociable than even the girls that I was with them in the class.
Yeah.
I was an art student, so general art, we were about, let's say, 20 boys and about billions of girls. You understand?
Yeah.
But they were not that sociable, like, they were cool, but not too open.
Yes.
But I realized
and
that
your school was a mixed school.
it was a mixed school.
Yeah,
But
and
when I
because-
get the encounter with the single
Single-sex
sex
school.
girls school, Charlie, their vibe was different. And I was like, these people that I'm expecting them to be like,
They'll be flexing.
they were writing their numbers. Charlie, call me here. Charlie, when you get test me. Oh.
Yeah, so it all boils down to the confidence.
Okay.
Like they teach, like they learn among themselves how to be confident out there. Yeah. So let me use Commonwealth as an example. That whole like Charlie, the confidence level is different. We are boys, brotherhood. So we learn how to be confident. So when you go out there and then you even meet a girl, you should be able to approach. So that's one thing.
No matter the
level,
stature or the level of who the person is.
you should be confident. Like we learn about how to be this word how to be interactive,
Okay.
how to be expressive. Yeah, so that's one thing. So among single sex, you realize that they learn confidence.
Yes.
How to be
So
very
as
confident.
Sami was saying,
Yeah,
say when
it's
you were in
right.
the bus, because they
Yeah.
were single sex ladies.
Yes, I was feeling that they are not used to, talking or interacting with guys. So like the bus inside would be like a cemetery. Everybody, I was rather there quietly because Charlie, the pressure was on me.
You felt like the environment you find yourself.
I was not feeling comfortable at
You
all.
were
But
with-
before I realized, someone was like, "Oh, hey, Charlie, fine boy. Hey, why are you quiet like that? Charlie, here we are not like that. Oh, hey, what's your name?" Then they were Charlie. The bus, everybody was exchanging. I was like, "Wow."
So can we conclude that single sex school is the best?
We can't say it's the best. We can't say it's the best. That's why I said it has its own disadvantages and advantages. And academics, actually, it depends on you yourself. So if you want to be the best, you can be the best in a single school. You can be the best in a mixed school. That one depends on you
It's
yourself.
actually individual choice.
Yeah, how far you want to go with it.
But most of the times, if the school performs,
The performance.
I think the confidence comes in. How confident are they? Like, how confident are they able to, collaborate together to learn and then come out as the best school? So, like, collaboration comes in. How they learn together, in terms of competition and all that.
Or how easily they are able to ask help from a friend.
There is this account dialect too
Yeah.
that says that Obama entity Oba.
Okay.
Obama entity Oba. Sanso na Oba Bema Oba so entity Bema.
Okay.
You get it. So I think that is why at a point in time you pass through that process. Then when you are at that a peak, because senior high you should be in your teens, like let's say 16, 17, that one you are into your puberty or you are an adolescent. So that level, you need to be taught the ways of man by a man. You get it. If you are a man, if you are a lady too, you need to be taught the ways of a lady by a lady. You get it. So you finding yourself in the midst of men, I think it's very, very helpful because you get to know all about men. Some people even have wet dreams that they don't even know. They think it's a bad thing or something. But if you are in a boys' school, they will tell you, "Master, this need be normal. We already do some." You get it. You understand more. Unlike the mixed school, whereby I actually had that experience with one of my colleagues way back. We're in a classroom and the guy just, I don't know if he was a bedwetter, but he just spilled himself in class. Charlie.
But if it were to be boys, boy, he would just get up
we
and
would
they
just
will laugh at
it
him. He will
off.
just go
Charlie,
and
forget.
change their liquor and
Just go
come.
and change the knicker and come back.
And
Come back and come
learning
and-
continues.
But due to that guy couldn't come to school again. He had
Because
to
a
stop
mixed
the
school.
Because we're mixed school. Even with the boys, if you are trying to give him morale, master, the girls also start another agenda.
Okay.
And even if the girls don't start, you watching their faces, they send certain gestures. You see that, Charlie? then you see that you begin to feel intimidated. Yeah. So I think for that structure, I think our education system
Well,
is doing well with that because one way or the other, no, you have that experience.
let me add
One way or
something.
the other, you have. Me like this, I didn't have it, but I know I've had it in some ways. Hey,
I
know I've
think
had it in some
it's,
ways.
it's a good call because as every individual, when you are growing up, it's a form of development. You are developing as a man, from a boy to a man, or from a girl to a woman. And then when you find yourself in a single sex school, it's actually the best opportunity for you to know about men or women.
Okay.
Yeah, so you develop yourself well, how even if you grow up, how to compose yourself as a man or even as a woman. And then when you come out, you know everything about yourself or the sex, the trait you are.
Okay.
So it's actually a good call. And then one thing I'm stressing on confidence because like this word confidence, when you are in the single sex school, you realize that I'm using my experience as a vendor.
Okay.
You realize that everything is more free. Like you are free, you're able to express yourself because you are seeing your fellow male. Or you even sleep in a room with a fellow male. And then all your roommates and then the next roommates are all males. You're able to interact, express your thoughts, any worries and all that. So you develop yourself well. So when you come out, you know about yourself, you know what you are supposed to do as a man. And then when you find yourself among women, you are more confident as a man.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one advantage of the single sex.
Okay.
And you become more confident. You get to know yourself well as that sex, either a man or a woman.
Okay.
So I think that's the most
One
important
advantage.
Yeah.
So
And
yes.
also,
Come
as I said, this life is all about choices. So yeah, to be whether you go to a single sex or you go to, both sides, it's a choice that you make. There is this saying that one day a boy, he was there and the father called him and the father was like, "Okay, my son, if you are to meet, which amount crowd will you say it's a heavy amount? I want someone to give me that amount so that I use that as an example.
100,000 Ghana cedis.
100? No. Use dollars because
100,000.
You don't like the cities. You want dollar.
I want something that would be more challenging.
Ayo.
$1 million.
Okay, $1 million US. So the father asked the boy, "My son, so if you are to meet $1 million US on the floor, and you are to meet common sense, which one are you going to pick?"
Oh, if you have $1 million and then you don't have common sense, you waste the money.
No, I'm coming.
So
I'm
you have
coming.
to pay
I'm
common
coming.
sense.
I'll tell you the point that I'm building. The child looked at the father and the child laughed. And the father was like, "Why are you laughing? Pick one and let's go." And the child was like, "Oh, okay. I'll go for the $1 million US." And the father was like, "Me bawi die. So if there is money and there is wisdom, why don't you go for the wisdom? Out of the wisdom, you can make more money." Do you know what the child told his father? The child also looked at the father, smiled and said, "Da pa."
You use that wisdom for money.
You look at the father and said, "Da pa." Everybody will go for what they don't have. Think about the question very well. Everybody will go for what they don't have. So if you have common sense, why do you go for common sense again? Pick the money.
Okay.
So the child also gave the father another lesson because the child has told the father, everyone will go for what they don't have. So what you lack, that's what you go for.
Okay.
So the child is actually telling you that he doesn't lack. You see him say he lacks common sense, but he doesn't lack it. That's why he has gone for the money.
Okay.
So if you go for the common sense, that means you, the father, you are the one rather lacking that common sense.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that's why I said this world is all about choices. Everybody is aware and fully conscious of certain choices that they make, unless maybe they're under the influence of alcohol or drugs. That's why even when the law grabs you and you're under the influence of alcohol or drugs, there is a certain exception be, or like they will be a little bit lenient with you as compared to you were not under the influence of anything. You get it? So that should tell us that everybody is fully aware of whatever choice that they make.
And then the choices
get
comes
it?
with consequences.
Great. So if you make a choice and it comes with any consequences, that means you are fully aware.
Okay.
Or you knew that this choice that you are making, it could lead to this, and you still went for it. So there is no excuse.
Okay.
Yeah. So to conclude,
Uh-huh.
that's why you have the choice of going to a boys' school or going to a mixed school. That is, you have the, let me make it more neutral. You have the choice of going to a single sex school or going to a mixed school. Now, if you as that child, you think you lack or you feel you lack the experience or the encounter of the same sex, that one, you can choose a single sex school so that you go and have that experience. You get it?
Okay.
But if you feel, oh, Charlie, you are used to that system, you can still go for your mixed school and then you are good to go. So you understand where the choices come in.
Yes.
So it is the choice of the child. Some of them too is their parent, but is the parent, every parent knows best for their child. That's what we say in our account. So
that's
if
why you
your
have several choices.
So if your parent tells you that, no, I don't think you going to the single sex will help you, go to the mixed. It depends on what the parent have seen from afar.
Sometimes it will even help you.
Yes. So that one is all about choices.
Okay, let's find a way to go.
So I'm also saying that it comes with choices, but there are several options. Yeah, that's why we have first choice, second choice, third, fourth, fifth. So if this one doesn't go well with you, the second one will go. And then sometimes the one that comes to you is the best. Yes. So for instance, me, I wanted to go to Adesado, first choice, but unfortunately it didn't work out. I wanted to go to boys' school, and then I went to mixed school. That's second choice, Wedro Senior High School, and then that worked out. Maybe even if I went to the single sex, I wouldn't have made it to the university.
Okay.
And so sometimes when it happens, it's by fate. Yeah. So sometimes when it comes, just embrace it and then find your way to maneuver to get to wherever you want to
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say, even in the spirituality realm, we don't teach anybody. It's a journey. It's a one-way journey. Maybe what you are seeking is different from what I'm seeking. What I'm also seeking is different from what you are seeking. It differs. We are not all seeking for the same thing. So if you find yourself on that path, you should know that that is your journey. Move on it alone. That is the academic excellence. Because if you should get good grades, it's for you and your family's legacy. It's not for your friend or your colleague or the opposite sex. It's for you and your family. So if you sit there and say, because of this, it has affected me from acquiring my academic excellence, then that means you yourself, you were not serious about your academic excellence in the first place. So the conclusion I wanted to make was that regardless of mixed or single, if you really want to make it in terms of academics, it's your own journey.
Your own journey.
Yeah,
wow. Thank you very much for making this program successful today. I really honor your coming over to educate us on this topic.
Thank you for having us.
Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have S. Kojo Frimpong and Stephen Amoah. I am your host, SK Amoah. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.